For the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, Nigeria has been having challenges that are beckoning and waiting for answers and solutions. That is why we are bringing to you our program, State of the Nation. And this is going to come up on our flagship program this morning on ITV. I am hereby inviting you to join me, Bola Bakare, your host, on State of the Nation, so that we can hasten the motions that brings national development. It's going to be a regular basis on Tuesdays. Make it a date with me. I'll be there waiting for you, and then we shall discuss Nigeria on an holistic level. If NEMA is ready to assist you, you have to be ready to be assisted. And then, while we are still talking about I.D.P.s and disaster-induced displacement and not disaster-induced displacement, we should not shy away or forget that this policy trust of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, that is the policy that implements taking care of I.D.P.s, it's something that has a guiding principle in the United Nations. Like I said earlier, the United Nations has a guiding principle which was put in place in 1998. And this principle, when it comes to implementing them, it goes a long way. It is broad-spaced. That is why I would like to bring it back home and tell us what these guiding principles of the United Nations and the Kampala Convention is doing and what the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs should be doing. The implementation involves taking care of the I.D.P.s wherever they are. Because once you are away from home, you are prone to all forms of accidents and what have you. We're talking about situations where there is no empowerment for them, there is impartiality, there is discrimination, there is no protection. But all these are things that Humanitarian Affairs is trying to take care of, because they have to be protected according to the tenets and guiding principles of United Nations and the Kampala Convention, which Nigeria is doing. But at the same time, if the moment you are away from home, you are prone to a lot of things that you don't like. One, the host community might not like you. And even if they want to like you, it doesn't happen immediately. It takes time for you to fall in love with somebody. There are situations where they are being abused in the camps. There are situations of sexual abuse. There are situations of rape. There are situations of health care. The whole problem is huge. And the ministry taking care of it knows that this thing is huge. Little wonder when people talk these days that, a lot of money is being channeled into Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. We should all be able to sit back a little bit and think, what will happen to me if I have to leave my home, not of my own accord, but because I was displaced? And I have to live at the mercy of the elements. Honestly, the elements. Both natural elements and human elements. It is a tough job to take care of people that are displaced. They need a lot of things. Because you are not working, because you can't walk, because you can't do anything, you are going to be fed. Your health care is going to be taken care of by the state. Your living quarters is going to be taken care of by the state. Feeding you is going to be taken care of by the state. The children that we have there will be taken care of by the state. The disabled amongst them will be taken care of by the state. The elderly will be taken care of by the state. Honestly, from what I have said, you can imagine the huge amount of work to be done when it comes to situations of managing an I.D.P. And I am happy to tell you that with whatever we have on ground, thank God for principles, guiding principles. Thank God for Geneva Convention. Thank God for Nigeria making sure that I.D.P.s are Nigerians and they should be taken care of fully. And I want to say here that we should say thank God because we have a ministry to do that. What we need to do is to advise if we can. Because nobody, I keep saying this, nobody has a prerogative of intellect. The policies are in place. But when it comes to implementation, it is a local thing. You would not compare the IDP in Russia-Ukraine war to an IDP in Nigeria because our own terrain is different. They can run away from Ukraine and go into other sovereign states where they are welcomed. Unlike in some of our own cases where they run to some other states and then they might not be properly welcomed. But the thing is, they are displaced people. And we have a ministry in place to take care of them. We have subsidiaries of the ministry like NEMA. Let me repeat to you the meaning of NEMA. National Emergency Management Agency. That is on the national level. If you come to the states have SEMA, S-E-M-A, that's the acronym. State Emergency Management Agency. They are all encompassing, they are all agencies of government. But the thing is, when it comes to implementing a good policy, you are part of it. You need to listen and listen well. You need to open your eyes and make sure you are seeing what you are looking at. Because that is what is wrong with us in most cases. When we are given information, move away from here because flooding will come. Nigerians will say, let it come first before I move. Where am I going to? And when the flooding comes, it takes you by surprise and everything will go wrong. But the thing is, the government, our Nigerian government, the ministries in place, the agencies in place, have been mandated and they have our funds on hand. Both local funds and international funds are coming in to make sure we ease the problem and the hardship of IDPs. It is you and I that is left with it. My strong word of advice is, if there is a displaced person in your community, make sure you give all the help that you can. Because you don't know, you can get displaced tomorrow. Anybody can get displaced. If it's not war that is going to displace you, socioeconomic situations can displace you. Famine can displace you. Things unforeseen, accidents can displace you. So the word is, whatever you want people to do to you, you learn how to do it to others too. That is our brief for this morning, and I am happy the ministry and the agencies are doing a good job.